Well, the verdict's in and the man was found guilty and now he's gonna have to pay the price. Also, we got somebody taking a shot at Royal Caribbean for the world's largest cruise ship. Yeah, a bigger cruise ship and it's finally happening. The loyalty program we all wanted. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. For your face on Friday the 31st of May. The 31st of May. We made it all the way through the month, and we didn't make it all the way out of the month before the man was found guilty. This story is blowing up everywhere. That's right. Tyler Winrich found guilty of carrying ammunition into Turks and Caicos. And there was some question as to whether or not he was going to get to leave Turks and Caicos. The potential sentence for his crime, 12 years in prison. Well, after a bunch of hoops have been jumped through and we had delegates from the United States going down to Turks and Caicos saying, hey, look, we got a bunch of Americans that seem to be bringing ammo into your country and not on purpose, it doesn't seem like. I don't know. They worked it out and he did not have to do prison time. Instead, he got to return home to Virginia. But it did cost him, I think I could have titled this, Packing Mistake Cost Cruiser $9,000, because that's what it was. He inadvertently left 2 rounds of ammunition in his bag, and those 2 rounds of ammunition, I guess they're $4,500 each now because he had to pay a $9,000 fine. And he's been in Turks and Caicos locked up since February. So again, we've talked about this before. Cautionary tale. Don't mess around and find out. Make sure you check all your stuff before you go. Know what's legal and illegal in the countries that you're visiting. This really is probably the best case scenario. Could you imagine being locked up for 12 years for a packing mistake? Cruise news story number 2, I found on the internet, not from a man who gave me a Vegemite sandwich, a story coming from a land down under about a cancellation. P&O Australia notifying guests set to sail on P&O's Pacific Encounter that their visits to New Caledonia have been canceled. And canceled because of unrest. Civil unrest, no longer safe to make those port stops. Not really much more to say about it other than this happens all over the world. And so, yeah, just be mindful, especially if you're a new cruiser out there, that sometimes, even though you have a set itinerary, that sometimes it can be disrupted as things are being disrupted in the world, disrupted by storms, disrupted by civil unrest, disrupted by mechanical issues. That's part and parcel when it comes to cruising, and it shocks people sometimes, but get it in your brain that sometimes your cruise will be disrupted. Cruise news story number 3, and it's another one of those kooky stories. People selling everything that they own to buy a spot on a cruise ship to sail around the world for a period of time. And then as they get closer to the day that that cruise is supposed to embark and that wonderful journey is supposed to happen for these people, these passengers get notified that the cruise isn't happening. This attempt is by Villa V. They bought a cruise ship that was built in the 1900s, like the Titanic, a little later than the Titanic. It was built in 1993. The ship last sailed under the Fred Olsen banner as the cruise ship Braemar. It was purchased by Villa V in 2023. I believe the journey was supposed to start yesterday or today, but guests have been notified that this is a second delay, that this ship will not be ready until June the 4th because during inspections they found steel work issues in the gray water tank area. Look, I'm just excited that this company has a ship. The last time we were talking about people selling everything and going on a forever cruise, the company didn't even have a ship. I don't know if those people ever even got home. I guess if I was going to retire on a cruise ship, I would do it like Super Mario on Royal Caribbean, or I would just go with an established brand. It may not be as exciting as having a condo on a little ship or something like that, but at least you know you can pay your yearly fee and get on the cruise ship. But look, adventure is different for everyone. But best of luck to Villa V. We'll keep looking for it and see if in a few days they get out on the ocean. Cruise news story number 4. Can any company knock Royal Caribbean off its perch of producing the world's largest cruise ships? Well, there's one company out there that's ready to take on the world. One company that's ready to try. Which one do you think it is? Of course, it's the surging MSC Cruises. Now, this is a wild story. MSC Cruises has traditionally built their cruise ships with a couple shipyards. Normally, they work with Chantier de l'Antique and Fincantieri, and that's who's been building their cruise ships so far. Word on the street is that MSC may be tempted by the fruit of another. Tempted by the fruit of another. Shout out Ludacris. They may be tempted by the fruit of another. There's apparently some discussions going on with Meyer Turku shipbuilders talking about building cruise ships that are in the 200,000 gross tonnage range. And once you get into that 200,000 gross tonnage range, you may be threatening to become the world's largest cruise ship. Icon of the Seas right now, the world's largest cruise ship, 268,000 gross tons. Could MSC eclipse this? They're no stranger to being on the list of the world's largest cruise ships. They currently, when we look at the list, they currently have the 7th largest cruise ship in the world, the MSC Europa. It's behind a bunch of Royal Caribbean ships. It's behind the Oasis of the Seas and that Oasis class, Icon of the Seas, all that. But yeah, could that be a boast that they could use to, get more business? And, also, as we've looked at the news this past week, a lot of people have said these big cruise ships are what's messing up cruising. That's why, like when a city like Barcelona sees a ship that holds 10,000 people trying to bear down on their dock, they're like, nah, we don't want that. We don't want that. So is MSC doing a good thing, or is MSC maybe shooting themselves in the foot? Where will they take these mega cruise ships? I don't know, but Royal, are you scared? Are you scared, Royal, that MSC is going to become the world? Does it even matter who has the world's largest cruise ship? Like, do you think that that's a moniker that, guys high-five themselves about in boardrooms? I probably would. I don't know. What do you think about bigger? Is it better? Do you think that it really is a selling point? Do you still hate MSC? So many people hate MSC. I like it. Do you still hate MSC? Leave a comment below. Now let's do this because it seems like you guys enjoyed it the other day. Let's put up a couple flashcards and see if we can notice the difference. This first one here is a popular condiment that is often spread on hamburgers and hot dogs. It's called mustard. Mustard with a D. Now looking at this slide, you'll notice that it's not a condiment put on hamburgers and hot dogs, but it is a human being performing a duty in a safety briefing, which cruise ships call the muster. Muster with an R at the end, not mustard, muster. And apparently some people don't know the difference. And so I'm just here trying to perform a public service and pointing out that there is a difference between mustard, the condiment, and muster, the safety briefing. Okay, we got one more cruise news story, and it's certainly a big one. It is the loyalty program I feel like many of us have been looking forward to. I'm going to tell you all about that. But first, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Look, we're so close to our next milestone, 256,000 subscribers. Are you part of the LOCA fam? It's a very low risk proposition. Doesn't cost anything, and you subscribe. And if you don't like it, if you find in a day or two that you hate my stunning good looks, if you find that out, you can just unsubscribe. But aren't you going to feel silly that if you fall in love with me and you're not subscribed? I've said it for years. I think that in the same cruise company that loyalty should extend across all the brands. What I'm saying simply is that if I go on a cruise on brand A and I rack up 50 days of cruising on brand A, then when I go to brand B that's in the same family, why do I have to start at zero? It never made sense to me. And well, finally, a company has decided to fix that. Royal Caribbean Group with the huge announcement out yesterday saying that if you sail on any of our brands, the loyalty will match across all of those brands. Which means if you got 50 days on Royal, it's just like having 50 days on Celebrity. It's just like having 50 days on Silver Sea. And I think that's the way it should be, because I think what it does is it provides a path for people to try different cruise brands, but stay loyal to the family. This is big. This is big. And now I'm waiting for announcements from other cruise companies. Will Carnival Cruise Line say that for every $5 you spend at Walmart, that will be like spending $5 on Carnival? Or will Holland America Line say that every time that you eat dinner at 2 p.m. at a Golden Corral or a Lubby's cafeteria that you'll get money on Holland America Line? Actually, I would just rather them just say if you cruise days on Carnival Cruise Line, then you get credit on Princess. Come on, you got 9 cruise brands, Carnival. This is a great thing. Royal Caribbean making dreams come true. For someone like me who's already a diamond status on Royal Caribbean, just the regular Royal Caribbean International, one of the best perks of that loyalty program is you get 4 free drinks a day. Alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic, whatever you want, 4 free drinks a day. And for a non-drinker or a social drinker like myself, 4 drinks a day is enough. And now to be able to carry that over to the other brands, it's a big deal. It's an exciting thing. And again, like I said, I think it'll open up the doors for people that are very loyal to just say one brand in the family to branch out. I like it. I hope all the cruise companies do it. The weekend is upon us. I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. I did have a little bit of a Lego adventure yesterday. And if you are into the Lego, or if you're just into my adventures, please go check that out on the LOCA Bricks YouTube channel. That'll be out later this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. Make sure you check out the video that's recommended during the lovely singing of the outro. And my name's Tony for La Lido Loca. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise.